Good morning, and welcome to another Writer's Morning Commute with Ashton Gaskill. This week's work for me has just been kind of one of those weeks where it is what it is. I had hopes of getting this editing pass done this week, but as I got into it, there were a couple of different reasons that it didn't get completely done. One of which was that I was underestimating how much work it was. Like, there were a few things in there that were just more effort than I was really giving them credit for. I was looking at it like it was a list of a bunch of things I could do really quick. I could do 4 or 5 things a day and be done in just a few days. But instead, a few of those things were actually pretty big and needed a day unto themselves. My week hasn't really been... It's been better. It's been better than it was, I think it was last week, that I had the really bad mental health week, and I just was finding it difficult to push through in what little free time I had to be productive after work and everything else. So this week, like I said, a little bit better. I did get stuff done. I think I got stuff done every night. I took at least, a little step forward, another step forward, pushing, getting done what I can. Last night was actually pretty good. I looked at what I had left to do, and I was, part of me still wanted to get it done this week, so part of me was still hoping to push through and finish it all. But I recognized that why I'm taking my time with this editing pass. From the beginning, the plan was to do it right, to put out something I'm very proud of, and to do, put my best foot out there. My best foot forward, put my best self out there. So I looked at what I had left to do. I ordered it from biggest changes that would require the most work to the smallest changes that would require the least work. So I looked at, with what I had left, that kind of fell into 3 categories. The first category was things that would need to be changed in multiple chapters. The second category was things that would need to be changed over 1 chapter. And then the last category was things that needed to be just like a sentence added in this one spot kind of things. This week I had a few other bigger ones. For instance, there was one that was constrained to a chapter, but it was almost adding in a new scene. Like, there was one scene that was just kind of a little bit anemic, and I needed to flesh it out quite a bit. That was one of the nights that was pretty much the only thing I worked on, was fleshing out that scene. So that was only in 1 chapter, but it was either the biggest or second biggest editing thing I had to do during this, at least for this week. The other big thing was multi-chapter, and that was fixing a character. I had this character, the role she was playing in the story, she wasn't fulfilling it very well. I couldn't really figure her out. I couldn't figure out how to make her pop a bit more. I wasn't really sure what to do with it. And then I decided to, just treat her like I would treat any other character that I'm, having issues with. I started going through my process. I started looking at, well, what's her ghost? Well, I don't really know what her ghost is, because I don't really know, what her personality is beyond these few things she does in the story. So like, okay, well, let's take the 16personalities.com Myers-Briggs test and see where we can go from there. So I know what actions she already takes, so if I can fill that out with those in mind, I might be able to figure out a bit more what kind of personality traits she has outside of the story, or outside of the conflict. And then I used the Negative Trait Thesaurus book, looked up those traits, and found out, this is how she might act, so I could, spice up her interactions a bit more with a bit more believable stuff. And then as I was going through the Myers-Briggs test, I also realized, oh hey, this is her ghost, this is her backstory, and that mirrors the protagonist really well, so I can play up that angle, and it all just started coming together very well. I'm much more happy with it now. I'm afraid she might come across a little too stereotypical, but I'm going to wait to see how beta readers feel, because I'm just very satisfied personally, if a little bit nervous. So that's been my week. Thank you for riding with me this week. I hope you have a great weekend.